So, you've already conjured a remarkable AI portrait of your character, but alas, you've recently acquired the legendary Staff of the Magi and thirst for a fresh image adorned with your magnificent loot. Well, in this second video in my three-part series, I'll show you how to tailor Midjourney to unveil your character's true essences and flaunt your newfound riches. I'm Dunk from Dunk's Dungeon, and together we shall explore some intermediate skills needed to create Dungeons & Dragons character portraits. We will go over using an existing image, making variations on the fly, and weaving backgrounds and action into your visual tapestry. If you haven't watched the beginner's guide and you think it would be beneficial, click on the link in the description below or in the video link at the end of this video. I'll be here when you get back. So first, let's leave the newbies behind and invite Midjourney into the sanctum of our own private Discord server. First, create a new server for family and friends. Go to the Midjourney server, enter a newbie room, select Show Members List, and find the Midjourney bot. Right-click on the bot and click Add to Server and select your new server. Midjourney will now join your server and you can talk in private. Now, the PG-13 rating will still be active, which can be frustrating if you're running a darker campaign or a tropey bard. So go play Baldur's Gate if you want something more adult. But it does mean your images won't get lost in the chat stream of a public chat room. Now, imagine crafting dynamic action scenes or exploring diverse art styles. To extract the fullest potential from your prompts, you need to craft them with precision. A great prompt should boast 4 key attributes. Number 1, content. Succinctly describe the character you desire, employing concise descriptors. Number 2, style and medium. Commence with defining the artistic style, whether it be akin to a comic book, an oil painting, a charcoal drawing, or exuding photorealism. Maybe you want your portrait to look like it was drawn by famous artists like Frank Frazetta. Specify the format, whether it's a portrait, a full body rendering, or perhaps an anime character sheet. Number 3, emotion and scene. Breathe life into your vision by infusing emotions. Do you seek anger or sorrow, stoicism or giddiness? Shall the scene invoke a retro ambience or plunge into a futuristic dystopia? And finally, number 4, parameters. Always add the parameters at the end of the prompt, as anything placed after a double dash will be interpreted in context with the parameter. And speaking of parameters, in addition to the aspect ratio, no, and anime or NIJI5 parameters highlighted in our beginner's guide, consider experimenting with these extra 2. --C for chaos. On a scale of 0 to 100, this command shall unleash unprecedented unpredictability and yield unconventional results, offering a cornucopia of offbeat options for those eclectic styles. --S for stylize. With a range spanning from 0 to 1000 and a default setting of 100, this parameter will add flair to your image without overloading the prompt with dozens of descriptors. Now, suppose you've already conjured an image of your cherished character and yearn to expand upon it. 2 paths lie before you. First, you can get Midjourney to describe the image back to you so you know what to use in your prompts to generate similar images. Use the /describe command and drop the image into the chat. Midjourney will generate 4 different prompt descriptors. I like hitting the Imagine All button at this point, which lets you visualize what each of the described prompts will generate. I then pick out the keywords from the 4 descriptors to use in your image prompt and to get the perfect image. But let's say you just want to add cool magic item to your existing image or view your character in a different pose. First, you add the image to the chat room that you're using by dropping it into the chat. Right-click and get the image link. Then put the image link directly into the Imagine prompt and modify the image using the prompt. Use the --no parameter to remove items that you don't want in the image. Now, let's play around with some of the options available after selecting one of the 4 generated images. With the favored image in hand, upscale it and experiment with the very strong and very subtle commands to shape the image into perfection. With the remixed mode turned on, you can fine-tune the prompts to add or remove features as you go, or you may even introduce new elements through the pan or zoom out features. First, let's zoom out a bit using the zoom out 2x. You can see Midjourney generating more background in the original image style. Next, imagine bestowing your wizard with a loyal owl familiar, employing the pan and remix modes. This is quite a challenging technique to get right, so don't be discouraged if your first attempts look strange. We can always feed an image back into Midjourney to make it better. Now, with our wizard and their loyal familiar by their side, let's immerse them in a captivating scene. If you've lost the vary buttons, choose your photo again and get the link and paste it into a new image prompt. Proceed to define the scene with your image, complete with the desired background. I'm going to put our wizard and their familiar into a laboratory. Look at that, spectacular. Owl and wizard, anyone? There are literally millions of ways to vary your images of your favorite character. You can use art styles, particular artists or illustrators, or even photographers. You can even turn your character into tattoo art to immortalize your hero if that is your thing. Navigating this boundless tapestry of styles and descriptors, I wholeheartedly endorse Andrei Kovalev's midlibrary.io. This repository boasts hundreds of styles and descriptors, a fount of inspiration to invigorate your creative spirit. Its user-friendly interface renders it the most comprehensive library I've encountered to drive my imagination. So, you found the style and face of your hero and you want to make some consistent images, or even add your own face to your character. You've fallen down the rabbit hole that is Midjourney and you want to dig further. Well, you're going to have to wait till the next video, where I'll help teach you the advanced techniques needed to truly make your character come alive in your world, and maybe even some tips to get a group shot of your whole adventuring party. So, see you next time, and I'll sign off with this blessing to all of you. May you roll well, and more importantly, roll often.